Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome again to Talk Architecture Podcast, and I'm your host, Naziaty Muhammad Yaqub. I think, as you can hear, my voice to be slightly off. I've been nursing some illness, not a serious one. It's just coughing and hence the voice a bit off. And for the last, shall we say, since the last recording in March 28 until now, I've undergone some sort of a huge challenge in which my mother passed away last month, and I'm now slowly getting back into the fray. And I hope you'll stay with me because I will have a lot of more interviews and with international personalities. I have a interesting collaborator that I had before when I was teaching at a local university in Malaysia, and that person comes from India and is someone who would be very good on the show. And I will reveal the personalities as soon as possible when I get back to speed. Another one is an architect who is disabled, also from India, and a personality from Canada. So we also have our favorite back as well soon enough, Kevin Marklow. And the show is going to go on. The podcast is going to go on. It's just this couple of months where I needed to take a break, and hopefully we will get back to your favorite topics, either about architecture and disability, about the architecture education, a balanced education model that we had talked about earlier, other views on education, in particular to do with architecture education, of course, going back to architecture practice as well, of course, and universal design. And those that we have talked about, theory of architecture, interesting theories such as Christopher Alexander. We haven't forgotten that the part one has been published, but the other parts has not been published. So we were going back into those things and updates on our writing, on the balanced education model, and other methods in teaching architecture under architecture education. So this is a quick one, 5 minutes of, shall we say, a pause, explaining the pause or the hiatus, some sort of interlude in which I like to explain that no, we're not, shall we say, going anywhere. We're here, stay with you, and giving the niche subject area that we have for your consumption, your understanding, and your support is very much welcome still, and hope to get more in, more interesting subject matter, more depth, more analysis, more critical dialogue, conversations with people who are deep thinkers, with people who care about architecture and architecture education in particular so much. And we'll keep on doing the usual things, commenting on some topics that may randomly appear from politicians and people who are like politicians in the education world, particularly in my country. We have been being critical about a lot of things. I will keep on doing that because you need this conversation to happen. You need this dialogue and introspection because we need to level up. We need to improve. We need to actually care about what is, the thing that matters most to all of us. And those are the listeners that I've been having, and it's global listeners. And something that affects Malaysia may also be similarly affecting in your locality or your local university and area. And there's a lot of similarities, obviously. We take a lot of information from English-speaking countries, such as in the UK and RIBA and issues there, and also AIA in America, and would like to go and also pay particular attention to non-English speaking countries, of course, but we rely on translations and interpretations for that. But that's really it, really. And thank you very much for still being here, still listening to this interlude. Take care out there. God bless you. Have a good day.